So I've been coaching riders now since 2015. And so because I've worked with quite a few riders over those years, just with the length of time that I've been coaching, I pick up patterns or common themes and common problems that come up. So what this video is going to do is just give you the three most common ones that I see that come up with hard enduro riders, and specifically those that are getting ready for the Grassroots Enduro events here in Australia. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Andrew Hammer. Had a challenge with getting race fit for about 14 years of racing, and hopefully by putting these videos together they can help you to enjoy your riding more and get better results. So the first thing that I notice is that a lot of riders do no strength work. So when you go out and do a hard enduro, there's two weights that you need to take into account. You've got the bike weight and you've got the rider weight. Okay, and so you're moving both of those over a hard enduro. So if your bike weighs 100 kilos and you weigh 80 kilos, that's a total of 180 kilos that you need to wrestle around for 3, 4, 5 hours out on the track. So that's a lot of weight to move around for a long period of time. And so what I find is that most riders will focus on the cardio aspect of training. Okay, so what they'll do is they'll go in their mind, they'll think, okay, I've got a race that goes for 3 hours. I need to do lots of cardio, lots of cycling, lots of running, lots of swimming, build up my lung capacity, lots of long distance stuff. And they completely forget about, hey, I actually need to move 180 kilos over those 3 hours, not just my body weight. So first thing is strength, is focus on getting strong and doing some strength work off the bike. Because if you can do that, you make the bike feel a lot lighter. If you can get the bike to feel a lot lighter, then you'll use less energy when you ride, and less energy when you come off, and less energy when you move the bike around. And if you can do that, then you have more energy left at the end of the race, so you can finish a lot stronger than everyone else. Second thing that I notice is nutrition. So a lot of riders are, and I was like this when I was racing as well, are just very reactive with the nutrition side. And so what I mean by that is riders will do things with their nutrition once they've already got a problem, rather than preventing the problem in the first place. And usually what happens is if you've got a particular problem that's coming up, you're cramping, you've got arm pump, your legs are sore, you're getting dizzy, you're dehydrated, it's too late. Okay, it's too hard to come back from that. Your body needs rest, it needs to recharge. Continuing to try and ride and push through, there's not really anything you're going to take that's going to make you feel like you did at the start. So it's always better to try and prevent a problem rather than try and fix it after it's occurred. And you guys have been riding long enough, like especially if you're racing, you've been on the bike a reasonable amount of time. You know the things that come up for you. Do you deal with cramping? Do you deal with arm pump? Do you deal with your legs getting sore? Do you get dehydrated easily? You know the things that, you're more than likely you know the things that are going to come up that are going to affect your racing. So a lot of the guys that I see just react to those things. It's like, oh, I'm dehydrated, so I'll have some water, or I'll have a Powerade, or I'll have Hydrolate, or oh, I'm cramping, so I'll start having salt tablets, or oh, I'm getting arm pump, so now I'll like put some deep heat, or start rubbing my arms out and start doing a warm up and all that sort of stuff. And it's too late. So try and be proactive as much as you can. You're never going to anticipate everything, but if you know that dehydration is a problem, put a strategy in place beforehand to make sure that it's not a problem. Okay, fill your Camelback up with a certain amount of fluid, measure out your drink bottles the days before to make sure you're hydrated, put salt in your drinking water before you go on race if you deal with cramping. If you find you run out of energy because you don't get enough carbohydrates in, bring some carb gels with you and get organized, or have carb gels in the first hour even though you probably don't feel like you need them, knowing that you need that energy for later on in the race. So just think about your riding in terms of like anticipate the problems that are coming up, rather than being surprised when they come up, even though they happen they've happened before when you've gone riding and gone racing. Third thing, and this is more of a riding thing, is a lot of riders don't work their weaknesses, okay? More so for extreme enduro or hard enduro. When you're out riding, yes, fitness is important, but if there's particular parts of the track that are really hard and difficult for you, they're going to zap a lot more energy out of you than someone else. Okay, and that's why you see like a lot of these other pro riders, okay, or riders that are at the top, they get through all these sections quite easily, and that means they also use less energy. So if you're not as skilled on the bike, you're using a lot more energy on the bike than what they are. And so what that means is really you require a lot more fitness than what they do. So to help like tax yourself less or fatigue yourself less, you need to work on improving your skills on the bike. And so what I see with a lot of riders is that when they're training for hard enduro, they go and practice sections or go and ride at places that they enjoy riding at and that they're confident with, and that's fun. And that's great. That's like obviously part of the riding experience is you want it to be fun and be exciting and want to get out there. But if you want to get better and you want to improve, you can't just have fun all the time. Because chances are the things that are fun are the things that you're good at. The things that aren't fun are the things that you aren't good at. And that's just human nature. But if you want to get better as a rider and you want to improve, you have to spend a bit more time over here on the things that aren't fun and start to get good at them to make them fun. And that's when your riding will start to improve, but you'll also use less energy. You'll rely on your fitness a lot less, and tax yourself a lot less and zap your energy a lot less. So you've got more energy left for the rest of the ride. So work on the things that you're shit at. Okay, the things that you're not good at. Make the effort to go and practice those things. If you're not good at hill climbs, there's no point going and riding rock gardens if you're good at rock gardens every weekend. Go and find some really tough hill climbs, go and ride with some other guys that want to do some tough hill climbs and push yourself and stretch yourself and get comfortable in those areas of riding that you're not comfortable in, so you can use less energy, so you can ride faster, but also use less energy at the same time. If you'd like some help with this stuff, feel free to apply for my Faster Laps program below.